So I have no complete box Game Boy Advance games. Despite growing up in that era, I don't have any. And before anybody says, oh, you should have treated your games better, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no, I'll have you know that I was OCD as fuck. Growing up, I had 2 consoles, the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy Advance. And all my games were complete in box. They were my prized possessions. And despite what I have to say about game packaging now, I love game packaging as a baseline, okay? I used to spend hours as a kid just meticulously organizing and alphabetizing all my games and arranging them in a way that was like aesthetic and efficient. I was very OCD, okay? My parents probably should have taken me to a doctor about that. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, the Game Boy Advance, one of my favorite systems, but no complete in box games. Why? Well, one day when I was at school, my mother, bless her heart, had a sudden manic cleaning episode. I think you can see where this is going. She unboxed all my games, and not only did she recycle all of them, but she ripped them up. Mind you, this was in the mid 2000s, right? So the nostalgia retro boom hadn't happened yet. So these things didn't have the value that they have today. So I can see why my mom would have thought this was a good idea, because the Game Boy Advance boxes were paper, they were made out of cardboard, they're packaging. But it still hurts so much to this day. It still hurts so much. So not only would my collection just look more aesthetic than it looks now, but it would have just been so much more valuable. Hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, just poof, gone. Just one decision, down the drain. Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire, gone. Boktai, The Sun Is In Your Hand, gone. Golden Sun 1 and 2, gone. Fire Emblem, gone. And this wasn't the first time that something like this happened. My Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad articulating action figure, my favorite toy growing up, sold at a garage sale for $0.25. I remember crying all the way home that day going back from the community garage sale. And I had to wait until I was an adult to buy it back for $50 on eBay. That is a 19,900% markup. I love my mom. She tried her best. In her defense, she couldn't have predicted that any of this stuff would have had the monetary value that it has today. I don't think any parent could have, really. This is not an uncommon story. Oh, speak of the devil. Hello? Yeah, okay, yeah. See, okay, bye-bye. So what's the takeaway here, right? It's a video. Every video needs a takeaway, right? The takeaway here is that this sucks. I wish that the lesson here could be, oh, well, just don't hang on to the past, all right? You know, look towards the future, blah, blah, blah. But I'm making this video, aren't I? I'm still very upset about this. But if I'm being completely honest with myself, I probably wouldn't even consider selling these games, even if they were completed box, because I love them too much. Shrek Swamp Kart Speedway, absolute banger. Galador, Defenders of the Outer Dimension, based on the crappy Fox Kids Saturday morning show. This game sucks. Because it sucks, it's great. If I wanted to be toxically positive about this whole situation, this is technically a return to form. Now, I can find a way to meticulously organize all my games and display them aesthetically just like I did as a kid. Except now, I have power tools.